Hey everyone, we're going to talk today about going beyond planning, taking time to now put things into action mode. It's one thing to plan and 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 to plan. But there comes a time when you have to say, enough is enough with the planning. Now it's time for me to execute on the plan. Let's put this in perspective. Now, there are times when you do need to sit down and think about what is it that you'd like to be able to have happen. Who is my message for? What am I striving to accomplish by sharing this? What are the services that I'm going to provide? Who's going to be on the receiving end of it? And what's in it for them? So there's a whole saying of what WIIFM, which is what's in it for me. If your customers don't know what they're going to be receiving as the benefit, most likely they won't be your customers long. So you always have to paint the picture for the customer of what's in it for them on the receiving end, not what's in it for you as the person presenting it, but what's in it for them. So there are some things that do require you to just take a few moments to plan so that whenever you get ready to execute, you know exactly what you're executing on. But there are some people that stay in plan mode way too long. And I think that the reason that happens, based on just my years of observation, of observing people that love to plan, is because at some point it's almost like a slight fear factor that I have this great plan, but I'm not sure of what it's going to look like when it's rolled out, or how it's going to be received, or if people are going to embrace it or reject it or ridicule it. Who knows? But at the end of the day, you never know until you officially start acting and doing what you're gifted and accomplished to bring to the world. So today we're talking about how to go from planning to execution. How do you go from planning to acting? We all know how to plan. Plan. That's the behind the scenes work. Every day I take a moment and I sit down and write down some thoughts on what it is that I'd like to make sure I execute on the next day. And everything that I do is if it's God's will, because I know that I can make any plan I want. And only if it's the Lord's will does it even manifest. So I'm a big believer that just because I put a plan in place, it may or may not come to pass the way I thought it would. So I always make and leave room for the leading of God in my life. So when I make a plan, I have this strategy and I write it down and I say, this is what I would like for my execution to be on the next day. But at some point you have to officially decide that the next day comes and you're going to officially execute, versus it just sitting in your notebook and it's only a journal entry, or it's only an action item or a to-do thing that you have stuck away in your computer and you never actually execute on it. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Point number 1 for today is, I love this system that I'm using too. Act while you are in your MOJO. What does that mean? When you have that, I got this great idea and I cannot wait to be able to get it out, and it's just burning down in your belly, but you don't know when are you going to go and put it out into the atmosphere. Act at that moment. That's when you want to say, you know what? It may not be perfect. It may not be well polished or everything, but act on it, because then you get a chance to start seeing what it could become, how it can be massaged and nurtured and developed into becoming something better. If you don't ever act on it while you're in that excitement mode, while you're in your MOJO, you're not going to see the result that you're looking for. So start acting. Number 1, act while you are in your MOJO. Now, I don't even know what MOJO means. I just heard people say it over the years. I'm assuming it means that, hey, act while you're in that mode of excitement, exhilaration, enthusiasm. That's what it means to me. So I hope it's not some bad word. I hope to God it's not. But guess what? I'm acting. I'm acting while I'm in my MOJO. All right. So act while you are in your MOJO. Do some version of what it is that you would like to see happen. So in my case, I want to have an international television talk show, The Kim Jacobs Show. And I want to do something pertaining to that. So why do I have to wait until I'm sitting in front of a studio audience, in front of a live group of people, in order for me to do what I say I want to have? I can have my show no matter where I am. And so hence, guess what? You're a part of the show, the Kim Jacobs Show. I'm acting while I'm in my mojo. Point number 2, decide I will never give up. You have to make a conscious decision that you can go over, you can go around, you can go under, you can go through, but you cannot quit on your own goals and your own dreams. That's just simply not an option. Quitting can't be the option that you utilize when it comes to you being able to pursue your goals and your dreams. When you see yourself having the type of life that you strive to have for your family from a balanced perspective, implementing things that you like to see, routines that you like to see, cooking and meal planning, whatever it is that you would like to see implemented in your life that you want to act on, decide that I'm not going to give up. I'm going to pursue this with everything within me so that I can see what the end is going to be. So that's point number 2. Decide that you will not quit on yourself. You're going to just stick it out no matter what it takes. At the end of the day, you never know what the end is going to be unless you actually take the necessary steps to accomplish your goals and see them become a reality. Point number 3, chastise yourself. What better person to chastise you than holding yourself accountable and saying to yourself, you know what, Kim? The whole world is just simply going to miss out because you refuse to do what God has put in your spirit to do. There are things that only you can bring to the world. There are some things that only you can bring to this world. Whoever's watching right now, and let me see who some of the people are that's watching. Let me see if I can click over and see who is watching right now. And I'd like to be able to address you as my studio audience members. So let me take a look here and refresh that. And I, first of all, thank you for even being a part of today's show and learning more about how to move from planning to acting. And I see several people on here. Hi, Lady Tanya Anderson. It's a great pleasure to have you on. I keep doing that every time, but I'm really, really, really glad to have you be on the show today. And I will address any comments that I see if I get a chance to look and do the tips here. But chastise yourself and make a decision that, you know what? There is some life-changing, transformational information that you are supposed to bring to the world. And the whole world misses out because you refuse to do what God has put in your spirit to accomplish. So make sure that you look in the mirror, talk to yourself, say, listen, stop making other people miss out on what God put inside of you to bring value to those people. They need you. The world needs some of what you have to share. And if you keep it just bottled up on the inside, everyone's missing out. And I can't bring to the world what you're intended to bring. Each of us brings something different to the world. So it's not about, well, there's so many people already doing what I'm supposed to do or what I think I'm supposed to do. Guess what? They're not you. And there's something about you that makes it a slight difference, a slight nuance, a slight variance that brings that special touch. And it's not about what other people are doing. It's about what God gave you to do. And it's a reason why he put that in your spirit to do, because you're a very valuable piece of the world. So as a piece of this puzzle, that's this world system, make sure you get in there and start doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because every day that you don't, and you go to bed and you're like, dog, another day passed by and I still didn't do what I knew I was supposed to do. The whole world is missing out. And it's your fault. It's my fault. If I don't do what God gave me to do, it's my fault that I deprive people of that opportunity, because God may have wanted me to do it for whatever the reason. And we only know in part. There are times in life that we get exposed to information and things that are visions and goals and ideas, and we don't know why it's even coming into our spirit like that. So we only get the privilege of knowing in part. But eventually the pieces of the puzzle start to come together. So chastise yourself and be hard on yourself and say, it's time to act now. Point number 4, baby steps matter. It doesn't matter if you're taking little teeny steps. People focus on the quantum leap theory, which is if I just leap out there and I jump miles and miles ahead, then I'm going to be successful. But believe it or not, there are times that you can only have enough energy and enough wherewithal to put one foot in front of the other. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. But guess what? Those baby steps will start to add up. And you'll look back and you'll see, wow, I've come a long way from where I was because I decided to take action. I decided to start acting on things that were put in my spirit to actually accomplish and make it become not just a possibility, but now I can see that it's a reality from where I originally started from. So make sure that you officially start doing baby steps on a daily basis. Doesn't matter. Try to do something. And then try is a huge word that I actually just scratched that whole word. Try means nothing to me. Either you're going to do it or you're not. There is no trying. So every day, do something towards your goals and your dreams. And I promise you'll be so pleased at the end of the day with the outcome. Point number 5. Let's see. Focus on serving others. Oh no, that's something. Wait a minute. Let's see. This is a system that I use. That's interesting because I actually used this system yesterday when I was doing a video, and that was one of my points from yesterday, but it must be that it's intended for you to hear it again today. So make sure you focus on serving others. And the more you focus on helping other people while you're taking action, then the whole fear factor will be diminished. It'll be eliminated because you'll be like, wow, I'm actually doing something that I enjoy, something I'm passionate about, something I love. And on top of that, I'm helping somebody else in the process. So even though that wasn't one of my points for today's message, it still goes along with today's message. So focus on serving others as you're taking action, and you will be more apt to act because you'll be like, wow, the more I help other people, the more I want to help, the more I want to do, the more I want to act upon my goals and my dreams. So incorporate that. But the other point that I did not type on here, which is my true point 5, is everyone wants to be successful in their own right. All of us want to be successful in our own right, but you have to take ownership and have intention towards what it's going to look like for you. So everybody has a different definition of success. What success means to you and looks like to you is very different than what it may look like to me. But whatever it is that you view as success from your perspective, take ownership of that definition and roll with it. Decide that I'm going to honor what I say is my version of success. And that's what I'm going to continue to work on. And so I do have here, help someone, do things that matter. Make sure that you help other people in the process of taking action. And you'll start to see that success is not just about the financial piece of life, but it's also about what you're leaving as your mark, your legacy, the things that are impacting other people's lives for the rest of their lives too. So you are helping to develop and create other entrepreneurs, other leaders, other people that look up to you and that value the relationship with you, that you're helping them to become their best selves as well. And if you're looking for mentorship, make sure you seek out, even if you can't directly talk to the people, seek out literature from the people, audio tapes or those audible downloads, the book downloads that you can read and hear them at the same time so you can hear the passion that they have when they're sharing their stories as mentors for you. There are so many different ways that you can capture nuggets and information from those that you want to learn from. You can Google them. You can look at their YouTube channels. There's no reason for you not to have a mentor that you want as a mentor, because there's a way to connect with them even if they don't know that they're mentoring you, okay? So you can still learn and glean key information from those that you consider to be leaders. So I hope that I've helped you today on how to go beyond planning and taking action at this point. Taking action. Let's see, I see a comment over here. Great content, woman of God. Thank you so much, Favored First. And thank you so much for joining today as a part of my studio audience on the Kim Jacobs Show. I thank you for those that are watching on multiple platforms for being a part of today's show. Going beyond planning and taking action. Recap, make sure that you know that you do have to have some level of planning. You can't just go out and just run amok and not know anything about what you're doing, but you have to eventually say, okay, I've written this down, I've thought about it, I have some idea of what it is that I want to accomplish. Now it's time to act so that I'm not sitting here and talking myself out of being what God created me to be. And that's something that you just sometimes have to push yourself beyond your comfort zone to accomplish. So keep that in mind. Now I'm looking at my watch and stuff because I have a couple of things getting ready to happen and I want to make sure I invite you to those things. Let me first of all share with you that I do have, it's a book called How I Fight My Battles by Chastise Yourself, and she is the author along with 14 other co-authors. How I Fight My Battles is being available for release May 2020. So you can now pre-order the book for only $15 for me. And each author, I think, is selling it for different prices. But for the month of April, I'm actually doing a pre-order special for $15. And the way that you can obtain your pre-order confirmation is by Cash Apping $15 to Kim Jacobs 1. Or you can also send it through PayPal. Make sure you include your email address so that I am able to connect with you when the book is officially in my hand and I can mail it to you and get it in your possession, okay? That's called This Is How I Fight My Battles, and it's a group of women that have been through some significant battles and how they've overcome with the help of God. So that's about a book that I wanted to share with you. Also wanted to let you know about another book that I am co-authoring along with Delene Mushalak. Now, Delene Mushalak is the author of Women of War. Now, this book is Peace in the Midst of the Storm. How do we have peace in the midst of storms that we experience and encounter in our lives? Well, this book is going to be available for release in June. Delene Mushalak is the main author, and I'm one of the contributing authors, as well as one of my colleagues, Cassandra Davis, is also one of the actual contributing authors, and she has a powerful story to share as well. You can pre-order that book for $18 right now, and that's, again, the pre-order price for $18, and it's available, and it will be available in June, but if you pre-order, send your information, and it's through the same way, Kim Jacobs 1 or through PayPal. So those are two books I wanted to share with you. Right now, we are getting ready to get on our noonday prayer, which is Quest Church. Pastor Jacobs leads a noonday prayer session from 12 till 12:30 p.m. and it's getting ready to kick off in about 2 to 3 minutes. So that's why I am making sure that I stay timely here, not to go over into our prayer line time. That is available to the public. So you can call in at 978-990-5000. Again, 978-990-5000. And the access code is 322083. 322083, press pound. So make sure you hop on the prayer line. It's Monday through Friday. With all that's happening with coronavirus and COVID-19 and people out on the front lines, people passing away, people infected, self-isolating, self-quarantining with our families, and lots happening right now in this society. Our government's out on the front lines trying to make sure that things go smoothly as well. Pastors are leading our parishioners and making sure that people still have hope. Know that you can tune in to our prayer line, 978-990-5000. Access code is 322083 pound. Make sure you go ahead and hop on to our prayer line right now at noon, Monday through Fridays. God bless you, and I'm so glad that you tuned into the Kim Jacobs Show today. Go subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show, turn on your notifications, and I am so honored to serve you in this capacity. I love all of you guys. I love everybody. It's my honor, my privilege to be able to serve you. God bless you, and go jump on the noonday prayer in a few seconds. God bless you. Bye-bye.